A new file, yeah. So for this particular project, it's a little bit open-ended, but I am going to give us some restrictions. We don't particularly have a site file, so I'm going to start it off by creating a 100 by 100 foot site. And then we'll create the landscape. So for this particular part of the class, follow along precisely with what I'm doing. So I'm going to start off by creating a rectangle. Oops. And that rectangle, I'm just going to put at 0, 0, and then the second point I'll put at 100, 100. So 0, 0 to place it at the origin. And then the extent of it is 100 feet by 100 feet. Okay, so something that I'm going to do that's a little bit different than what you're used to is I'm going to split curves. So for me, I'm going to draw a line, and I'm going to hover using my, make sure Smart Track is on if you're going to do it the same way I do, but I'm going to kind of hover off the top side and pull a line down along the edge. And Smart Track makes it very easy, so if you miss that, I started the line command, hover over the endpoint, pull it up along the track, click, go down along the track, and click. So that's a second line that I drew over top of my rectangle, which is actually square. Huh?
The command was split curve?
No, all I did was a line so far. I said we're going to split it. We're not there yet. So I did a rectangle, then a line, and then I move it into place. So in this part, I'm kind of just giving you a landscape as we go here. But I'm going to move that line however far over I want it to go. So for this, I'll start it off at 25 feet. And make sure you're holding shift or else it could go off plane. So hold shift and click. This is all recap at this point. Then I'm going to do another line, but this time I'm going to copy. And if you recall, copy works just like the move command. I click, type in 25 feet, and hold shift. Alright, so here's what I'm doing. You see that on those models there's a little kind of lip or a hillside for the landscape. We're going to create that by simply cutting the rectangle and moving it up into place. And then I'm going to show you another really nifty way of creating planes. Alright, so that looks like this. We need to split the rectangle first. So I do the split command, and I select the rectangle to split. Hit enter. And then the two lines that you're going to cut it with. So now it says the curve is split into 4 pieces, which you can see as you select them. Alright, so what I want to see is, and you can get rid of these if you want, or you can put them on a construction line layer, it's up to you. You don't really need them. But I'm going to pause the video here, come around and make sure that you guys all have this split into separate sections, and then we'll move on. What questions do you have? Okay. Alright, when you have these subjects, elements, objects split into separate elements, it's actually kind of cool. I showed a few of you how to modify a line based on its edit points before, but not all of you. So this is the first formal introduction to everyone. There are 2 features over here on the left-hand side, the little curves with the dots around them. There's edit points on and points on. The points on are more like control points, and I'll show you the difference using a curve so that you know. So I'm just going to draw a spline here real fast. And and this is just for your information. Please don't follow along yet. But if I turn edit points on, it shows me a bunch of points that are on the curve. If I turn points on, the control points, it shows me the reference points that created the curve. So it's a little bit different. There are two different ways of modifying a NURBS curve, right? So that's just I wanted to show you that so that you visually understand that there are two different ways of modifying a curve via points. The easiest way when you're trying to do it in a very controlled manner, where the points are actually going to connect with the curve, is to use edit points on. So what I would like to do is take the edit points for the two sides over here, and I'm going to modify those. So when I turn the edit points on, it gives me, I could do that side too, and I would have the other two endpoints, but this gives me the opportunity to move some of these points in the three-dimensional plane. So, or in any direction for that matter. If I really wanted to, I could pull just this one out, and it stretches it out to the other end. Right, you'll see that in perspective here. It just kind of stretches it. But that's not what I want to do here. I want to select those edit points, and if you hold shift, these edit points. And all I have to do now is just pull it up in the Z direction, and it creates the slope for me. So again, I can select those, and I can pull it up to a really extreme slope, or I can pull it back down to a more moderate slope. And to get rid of the edit points, once you're done with them, just hit escape again.
So is it all joined right now?
No, it's not all joined right now. Yeah, I will show you. So the reason that works, right, and you would think that it's joined because it's still connected and it pulled it up right at on the angle. The reason that works is because each of these lines, so this side and that side, has two edit points on either end of each segment. So when I turn my edit points on here, you'll see if I try and just single click, it has two options there. One of them is for the left edge, and the other one is for the connector piece in the middle. So that's why I did a sweep select. And so guys, this is all very important for all of you. When you do a sweep select, it automatically selects both of those edit points. So technically right now I have 3 elements selected, rather than clicking here and only grabbing one. If I move that up, it will disconnect. See? So sweep select, grab those, and then hold shift and sweep select, and oh, I didn't turn the edit points on down there. Gotta turn them on all. So sweep, and then sweep, and then move it up. Okay. Are there any questions? I'm going to real quickly pause again. What was that? No, it's pretty intuitive right now. I don't have a particular height.